with another late night Illuminati After Dark live stream. Hey, it's your girl back again, and yes, it's your girl Aurora. The girl likes cosplay, and I am back with a requested video. I did a vote up on my page here, and you guys wanted me to do MK Ultra. What is it? What does it entail? What was it about? Because a lot of the stuff with conspiracy theorists that I have seen, a lot of people will just say, oh, it's MK Ultra, and expect people to know what it is. I like to do the textbook definition. So before I begin, please don't forget to thumb this video. It helps me a lot to know what you guys like to see on my channel, from these type of conspiracy theorist videos to outfits to makeup of the day, you name it, I love to do it. Find me on my social media sources, lady_frieza_cosplays over on Instagram. And I have my own Facebook fan page down below. And what else? What else is there? Yeah, come and find me. Okay, let's start and let's begin. So guys, what exactly is MK Ultra? I have the definition up here, of course. This is from Wikipedia. Now, before anyone gets on me about Wikipedia, there's many other links on Google. If you type in MK Ultra, they go all over the place. It's left and right. But with this one, with WikiLeaks, it's really hard to try to get some inaccurate information, that kind of stuff. So with this kind of thing, like I remember having a project in high school, or I think college actually, where it said to go on to Wikipedia and try to find something where it was incorrect, and holy moly, I got so many. Like, there's a lot of stuff, like, it's hard to actually find some stuff that's not true on there. So, this is from Wikipedia, and this is from MK Ultra. I am reading from my laptop. So, okay, the MK Ultra project, also called the CIA Mind Control Program, is the code name given to a program of experiments on human subjects that were designed and undertaken by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, and which were at times illegal. Experiments on humans were intended to identify and develop drugs and procedures to be used in interrogation in order to weaken the individual and force confessions through mind control. So basically, guys, it's a mind control program. There you go. Mind control. Hey, Chocolate Ice, what up? So it's basically mind control. Where are we at here? As I lost my... There we go. The project was organized through the Office of Scientific Intelligence of the CIA and coordinated with the United States Army Biological Warfare Laboratories. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Thank you, Chocolate Ice. So, as we're continuing, guys, this is all on the WikiLeaks page. You guys, Wikipedia. You guys can all see it for yourself. The operation was officially sanctioned in 1953. Was reduced in scope in 1964. Sorry. Further things in 1967. And guys, keep in mind, this is Cole reading. If you guys don't know, theater people, Cole reading, we do it just off the bat. I've seen this article already, so I pretty much know, but there's some words in here I'm not going to butcher, and nor do I care to try. So, read it for yourself. Okay, let's continue. Including the United States and Canadian citizenship, as it unwittingly tested subjects, which led to controversials regarding its legitimacy. MK Ultra used numerous methods of manipulations, people's mental state. Sorry, guys, my cord is here, so I'm kind of, if you see me going like this, I'm trying to read past the cord. Apologies. Manipulating people's mental state and alter brain functions, including synapses administrations of drugs, which included LSD, and other chemicals, and hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation, verbal and sexual abuse, and other forms of torture. So this here was something really big. I can't believe that we actually did this. In scope, the MK Ultra project was bored with research undertaken in 80 institutions. including colleges, universities, hospitals, prisons, pharmaceutical companies. The CIA operated through these institutions using front organizations, although sometimes top officials at these institutions were aware of the CIA's involvement. So that basically just translates into they knew the CIA's involvement, pretty much. Project MKUltra was the first brought to the public's attention in 1975 by the Church Committee of the United States Congress and Gerard Ford, United States President's Commission on CIA Activities within the United States. The investigation efforts were hampered by the fact that the CIA director, Richard Helms, ordered all MKUltra files to be destroyed in 1973. Wow. Destroyed, but we still have some. In 1973, the Church Committee and Rockefeller Commissions investigated relied on the sworn testimony of direct participants and on the related or the relative I can't even say this word, guys. Relatively small numbers of documents that survived the Helms destruction order. In 1977, a Freedom of Information Act uncovered a cache of, 20,000 documents relating to Project MKUltra, which led to the Senate hearing later that year. Wow. Some surviving information regarding MKUltra was declassified in July 2001. In December 2018, declassification documents included a letter and an unidentified doctor discussing work on 6 dogs made to run, turn, stop via remote control and brain implants. So that is why, that's just the basic definition of MKUltra, guys. It is basically a mind control program in itself. And this is, like I said, guys, I'm reading from the Project MKUltra from Wikipedia. Go ahead and go see it for yourself. It is something crazy. So there's a lot of stuff that's going into it. They have on the table of contents here, we have background, other related information, experiments on Americans, LSD, other drugs, hypnosis, experiments on Canadians. It wasn't just Americans. Relations. In 1994, U.S. General Accounting official reports. We have death, lethal or illegal issues involving informed consents. Notable people, aftermath in popular culture, films, TV, audio, others. And also see domestic, international operations, and others. References, and blah, 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 blah. Basically from the WikiLeaks page. But we have a background here of what it entails. And what it entails, guys, is kind of crazy. Like, they use trauma-based torture, as I read to you guys, including sexual abuse, spinning persons up and down, stuff like that. There's a whole thing on MKUltra. And, of course, on Wikipedia, we do have the leaks that were survived from the burnings that they wanted to do. They tried to cover it up. They couldn't get it all, but they tried to cover it up. So as I'm going down here, there's just one thing I wanted to read to you guys that was sticking out to me. And it's something that, this is our government, mind you. This is kind of crazy. Okay. The project attempted to produce the perfect truth drug for interrogation suspects, Soviet spies during the Cold War. Yeah, well, we all know that if they've developed it, and I do believe that my friend, and I've even seen an article on Facebook, Google, that says that the United States government can control your mind. That's basically how they do, that they can do it. It's all based on MKUltra, the definition I'm reading from to you. So, the project attempted to produce the perfect truth drug for intimidating suspected Soviet spies during the Cold War, and to explore other possibilities of mind control. Subproject 54 was the Navy's top secret perfect conclusion concussion project. Or, yeah, program. Like I said, guys, glasses, long wing TV. I'm tired, and this is late. Late night. How you doing? Okay. Oh, my friend's messaging me. I don't know if you're seeing me, girl. Don't worry, I'll take them down. I know. I just want to, see what we can push here for a sec until I get the first strike. Possibles of my control. Subject 54 was Navy's top secret perfect concussion program, which was supposed to use sub-aural frequency blast to erase memory. The project was never carried out. So that one was never carried out, thank God. But since they destroyed them in 1973, the documents, and it says on here, most MKUltra records were destroyed in 1973 by order of the CIA director Richard Helms. So it's been difficult to investigate to gain a complete understanding of more than 150 funded research sub-projects sponsored by MKUltra and related CIA programs. The project began during the period of the Rupert Conwell describes as paranoia at the CIA, when the United States had lost its nuclear monopoly and fear of communism was at its highest. So we're going to go down here. And it says here, now this is one document that was given as an indication of size and range of the efforts. This is their efforts, guys. Wow. It refers to the study of an assortment of mind-altering substances described below. So let's read them. There's a whole bunch. Substance number one. Number one, substance which will promote illogical thinking and impulsiveness to the point where the recipient would be deceptive or discredited in public. So discredited in public, make them look like a fool. Do we know? Do we see where this is kind of sounding? Britney Spears stuff, making them discredit them in public like a fool. Number two, substances which increase an efficiency in perception and mentation. Not the best reader, forgive. But perception. So basically it's to alter perception. Materials which will cause the victim to age faster and slowly in maturity. Interesting. Materials will be promoted or promote the intoxicating effect of alcohol. Wow, I didn't even read that one. Holy moly. Materials which will promote the intoxicating effect of alcohol? Materials which will produce the signs and symptoms of recognizable diseases in a versatile way, so they may be used for malingering, etc. Wow. Sorry guys, I'm making my own connections in my head as I'm reading this, so just keep that in mind. This is a pretty dodgy subject. Materials which will cause temporary / permanent brain damage and loss of memory. Did I not just say that the government, there was an article saying that they can control your mind and erase it? Temporary / permanent brain and memory loss. Substance which will enhance the ability of the individual to withstand prevention, torture, and, oh man, these words. Coercion during interrogations and so-called brainwashings. Materials and physical methods which will produce amnesia for events preceding and during after their use. Oh, that sounds like sleepers. Sleepers to me. Wow. Substances that will produce physical disablement of, or as such, paralysis of the legs, acute amnesia, etc. Substance which will produce a chemical that can cause blisters. A material which can cause mental confusion, such as the type of individuals under the influence, will find it difficult to maintain a fabrication under questioning. Wow. This is all what they're doing. There's 17 of these bad boys, what they're working on with MK Ultra. Let's see, where was I? That was number 13? Number 14. Substances which will lower the ambition and the general working efficiency of men when administered in undetectable amounts. A knockout pill which will suspiciously administered in drinks, food, cigarettes, as an aerosol, etc., will be safe to use, provided the maximum of amnesia and be suitable for use by agents types on a daily basis. Wow. Sorry for my bad reading, guys, but if you guys can get the gist, you can get the gist. Follow me on Wikipedia if you want to, keep up. Or probably read faster, because I'm kind of slow. Number 17. This is the last one. A material which can be suspiciously administered by the above routes, all these above routes that I read to you, and which in very small amounts will make it impossible for the person to perform physical activity. In 1976, Church Committee found that the MK Delta program, drugs were primarily as an aid to interrogation, but MK Ultra / MK Delta materials were also used for harassment, discrediting, and for the disabiliting purpose. Does it sound fun? Sounds fun, right? Don't sound fun to me. Other relatable projects. In 1964, MK Search. So there is more than just MK Ultra. This went into a humongous project. This is humongous. Which was named given to the contribution of the MK Ultra program. The MK Search program was divided into two projects dubbed MK Often / Chick Wick. WIT. That is chick, such as Chick-fil-A. And then we have WIT, W-I-T. Funding for MK Search commenced in 1965 and was ended in 1971. The project was joint projects between the United States Chemical Corp and the CIA Office of Research and Development to find new offensive use chemicals and radioactive material systems and techniques of producing predictable human behavior and sociological changes to support of highly sensitive operational requirements. What does that sound like to me as I'm reading this? Knowing that MK Ultra was a mind control program and that line that I just read to you. Can we read that one again? Material systems and techniques of producing predictable human behavior and or physiological changes in support of highly sensitive operational requirement. You take that away what you want to. I take that away as mind control. Oh, where are we at now? Chemical Works, by 1971, over 26,000 potential agents have been acquired for future screening. The CIA was interested in bird migration patterns for CBW research. I don't know which one that one was. I have to research that one. Subproject 139 designed bird disease studies at Penn State. Sorry, guys, my mind's working right now. Sorry. And then we have MK Often was to deal with testing and toxicology, transmissive and behaviors effect of drugs in animals and ultimately humans. M.K. Chickwick was concerned, was concerned with acquiring information on new drug developments in Europe and in Asia, and with acquired samples. Let's look at what they used for MK Ultra, shall we? Because it's not just enough to have a program that's based on torture, based on splintering the person's mind, based on, pretty much based on all of this. What did they use? What did they used to do? We have LSD. LSD was really prevalent in MK Ultra. They used it a lot in the military. They did it on children, they did it on adults, they did it on willings, they did it on unwillings. This is something to where the CIA was looking in to LSD as a mind-altering, mind-control drug. So they heavily use that, and there's a whole humongous paragraph on that, and I'm not reading that. If you would like to go read it, look at Wikipedia. With the wikis. Woo, with the wikis. Let's see, other drugs. Other drugs, an arm, and to others, I can't even say these words, so we're not going to try it. Okay, injectables. Let me see. The person would be babbling incoherently and was sometimes possible to ask questions and get useful answers. Wow, with other drugs. Wow, intravenous. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. Other stuff is hypnosis. And they go into declassified MKUltra documents indicate the study hypnosis in the early 1950s. Experimental goals included the creation of hypnological induced anxieties. Oh, snap. What I'm thinking of with this one, guys, is, what is her name? Wendy Williams. Does everyone remember with the crown on her head when she was dressed as a Statue of Liberty? And then she had that freak out and she fell? Remember, your people in Hollywood have handlers. Everyone in Hollywood, as Roseanne Barr stated, this is not from me, Roseanne Barr, who's a Hollywood insider, MK Ultra rules Hollywood. If you don't know what that is, look it up. She told us this. Everyone just blows it off, but a person who is the insider told us this. Then we get the believe in the Illuminati signs and believe in this, and then you get the this and the this and the this and the this and the... It's a slew. But Roseanne Barr ultimately came out and said about this program for everyone to look it up. Call me crazy. I'm going to listen to Roseanne Barr for 2.2 seconds because she knows something that I don't. So let's just listen. But wow. So, hypnological induced anxieties. Now remember, with Wendy Williams, she was wearing the Statue of Liberty. A lot of people, saw it as a metaphor for America coming, falling, coming to an end, whatever the case may be. But my thing for it is that I want you guys to look at what I just said. Obviously, she saw something that made her have anxiety. High anxiety to the point where she passed out or she fell. Okay, now here's the duality world. I didn't explain this in the last live stream I did. I go into two worlds. There's three technically. There is Illuminati conspiracy, realistic, real land, the land that we know. Then there's the gray zone, where some stuff goes down where you can pull things from, similarities. Venn diagram. Differences, middle, similarities. So in the Illuminati world, Wendy Williams, there was a whole entire thing with her. She fell, dressed as the Statue of Liberty. Handlers supposedly, zapped her into it. But look at what I just read to you now, which this is hypnosis. Hypnological induced anxieties. That means that they basically hypnose you and say, I'm under hypnosis. Someone says, you're afraid of chickens. Every time you hear a bell, you're going to be afraid of a chicken. That kind of stuff. That's what it's talking about. To make anxieties. And also to what the little boy, Albert and the Little White Mouse. I'm not quite sure if that is what his name was, but there was similar to this kind of experiment on a little boy, and they wanted to see if how the brain develops into fears, phobias, whatever they wanted to do. So with little Albert, they designed him, they brought in a white mouse first, and every time he saw the color white or the mouse or touched the mouse, a bell would ring and would scare him. This is a child, mind you, a baby. They went it up higher. Every single time, white, white, white. What happened to little Albert when he grew up? He was so terrified of white. He couldn't be near white. He couldn't see white. He couldn't stand the color. And then the government had to undo all of the damage that they did to this poor kid, and it took years. This is an actual thing. Little White Mouse. Albert and the Little White Mouse. Sad. But let's keep on reading that there, because hippological increases the ability to observe and recall complex arrangements of physical objects and study relationships to the person to subdue them to hypnosis. They conduct experiments with drug-induced hypnosis and with anterograde, and retrograde amnesia will under the influence of such drugs. Wow. And experiments on Canadians. Now, usually when you hear about MK Ultra, I heard about it, but I didn't know it went to, Canada. But if you guys think about it, MK Ultra is pretty much used all over the place. It's used in Japan, it's used in South Korea, North Korea, any place with entertainment, it's going to get used. It's going to get used. Why would anyone want to tell the secrets? Roseanne Barr was given information about this, or else she would have been dead. Let's be facing the fact. She would have died. Oh well, probably would have laced it as a drug overdose and would have kept rolling with the punches. But she was given permission. And then it goes into, guys, on here, the experiments on Canadians and the relative to other, it was worldwide panic caused by Watergate, the CIA director, Richard Helms, the one who completely deleted and burned every single document besides the ones we got. Richard Helms, folks, ordered all MK Ultra files destroyed. Wow, and that was in, as I stated, 1973. December 1974, New York Times alleged that the CIA had conducted illegal domestic activities, including experiments on its citizens during the 1960s. The report prompted investigations by the United States Congress in form of the Church Committee. I wonder how far that went, you know what I mean? Cut the head off the snake there, that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Chicken bean. And yeah, it goes on, guys. Like, I can sit here and read the whole entire thing for you, but I want to, oh wow, there is deaths given. Holy moly. Okay, so for deaths, given the CIA purposely destroyed the most of the records, it fails to follow informed consent protocol with thousands of participants, the uncontrolled nature of the experiment, and the lack of follow-up data, the full impact of MK Ultra experiments, including deaths, may be never known. That is scary. Think about that one. People have died from this stuff. If you think LSD, you can take a whole copious amount of LSD and you live, no, that's wrong. Sorry. And the government definitely did this on its people, did it to Canadians. It happened all over. This is it's been going on for a while, and it's not just us. It's pretty much everyone. Legal issues. Ooh, we got into some legal issues. We got some lawsuits that survivors filed lawsuits against the federal government for conditioning experiments without informing consent, or conducting experiments without informed consent. Although the government aggressively and sometimes successfully sought to avoid legal liability, several plaintiffs did receive compensation through the court's order out of court settlements and the act of Congress. Out of court. Gotta do damage control. Gotta silence it. Notable people that were in this experiment: Harold Alexander Aberson, Donald Edwin Cameron, Sidney butcher the names, Galapi, Harris Isabel, Louis Joel West, Martin Theodore Oren. Documented subjects: Kevin Casey, the author of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, volunteered for the MKUltra experiments, including LSD and other psychedelic drugs. Wow, I didn't know that. Robert Hunter, American singer, songwriter, translation, and poet, best known for his associations with Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead, along with Ken Casely. Hunter was an early volunteer MKUltra test subject at Stanford University. Remember, guys, they did this in over 80 universities worldwide. And that was in colleges, you name it. They did it. Wow. Boston mobster James Whitney Bogard alleged he had been subject to weekly injections of LSD and substance testing while in prison in Atlantis, 1975. So he was in that same range. And they, of course, did it in prisons too. They did it everywhere. I mean, come on. Then they have subjects that were proven, and they have alleged subjects underneath that. And those ones, because they're alleged, I am not going to read it, because I'm reading on here that it says believed and one claimed. I'm not looking for claims. I want the ones that were proven. I want those facts, because I pretty much know this is real. It's not anything new. And the aftermath: dismissed his entire CIA MKUltra program was useless. Wow. This is the aftermath. So this is what it says here. At his retirement in 1972, the one that I said, Galbi, I can't even say this name, dismissed his entire efforts in the CIA MKUltra program as useless. The CIA insists that MKUltra type experiments have been abandoned, although the Canadian investigation journalist Elizabeth Nixon, whose mother had been a subject, claims that they continue today under a different alias. So, in conclusion, do you believe in... No, not really. Okay, so, in conclusion, guys, this right here is still going down. It's going down to this day. I'm going to read that again. Let's see. Where are we at here? Although Canadian investigative journalist Elizabeth Nixon, whose mother had been a subject, claims they continue today under a different set of aliases. Let me see. Victor something, who had held several positions at the CIA before resigning in 1969, stated that in 1992 that the CIA routinely conducted disinformation campaigns and that the CIA mind control research continued. He called the claim that the program had been abandoned a cover story. So that, there you go, guys. Like, that is MKUltra in a nutshell. And of course, they had other things that they did do. They list TV shows talking about it, audiobooks. Stephen King even wrote a book called Firestarter based on this. What? Holy moly. Okay. And what is not here, guys, on the WikiLeaks WikiLeaks, why do I keep saying that? Wikipedia, is that they don't go into the tortures that were given by MKUltra. What they did was they would skin some people to keep them alive. There was actually someone a teacher in my college psychology class, and we were talking about criminals and stuff like that. It was criminal development and stuff. But she basically said that there was someone had a fetish with a potato peeler and would just graze it across the person's skin, and the person studied to keep them alive, and it was a horrible thing. So they used that. They also used hanging people upside down. They also used hot and cold techniques. So ice them, hot them, ice them, hot them. It's torture. It ain't fun. Confined into small boxes. That's one. And they left them in there for days. It's a torture that was based in the Middle East and still continues to this day. It's fairly used. It's still used to this day. What other ones? Electroshock therapy was another one. The introduction into LSD, that was one. They used a slew. And then, of course, sexual abuse. That was one of them. Verbal abuse, neglect, you name it, they did it. And that is what the MK Ultra program was ultimately for. It was all based on mind control and trying to get Soviet soldiers to ultimately confess to whatever they wanted to do. They wanted to create the perfect serum, but then they discovered other perks with it. Way other perks. So that one's fun. So, okay, guys. Really quickly, if you guys are going to ask questions, you can ask them now. But if they're dirty, gross questions like I'm seeing, like I really going to care, nah. But if you guys have any questions, as of right now, you can link them down below and stuff like that. You know, all that jazz. But, yeah, you know, MK Ultra was fun, I guess, for the most part. Are you serious? It's on the internet, sweetie. I know you don't trust everything on the internet, but it's a Wikipedia page. Definitely, guys, look it up. This one here is called Wikipedia MK Ultra, or Project MK Ultra. And of course, I wanted to go back really quick, guys, because I saw something that was like standing out to me when I was actually looking up this subject. But I love you. Thanks, so does my fiance. We have here MK Ultra history that just popped up, and this is on a .com site. This is from 2017, if you all want to look on that one. Then it has the CIA underneath that. CIA appalling human experiments with mind control. This one is the history, and this is on .org, so this one is really cool. I didn't know you had a fiance. Not a lot of people do. But that's why you don't usually type those kind of comments, good sir. That's usually why. So, you know. What do we need to know about the CIA mid-century mind control project? Guess what? He doesn't need to know. Yeah. Let me know when Bill Gates comes walking in my house here. And that is pretty much it. That there, guys, is pretty much MK Ultra in a nutshell. Like, yeah. But, okay, guys, I have to end off the live stream now. What time is it? Wow, it's only 37. Whoa! We kept it underneath 50. This is some good stuff. Okay, we're good. But, yeah, guys, subscribe for more. I know my reading was appalled. I'm sorry. But, you know, for me to get the education out there, guys, I really want to read you, like, the stuff from the Wikipedia page, just so you guys can see that it's not just me just making up stuff and blah, 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 blah off the top of my head. This stuff is stuff that is on the internet that has been discussed. It's been discussed since the 1950s. And people, you know, even though it's declassified and supposedly stopped, I just read to you some instances where people have come out and said, no, this is still going down to this day. My other links to look up on YouTube is Roseanne Barr, MK Ultra. Her whole entire speech is still there. You have to go past a certain percentage of it so that you know, you guys can see. And it's interesting, like MK Ultra can go into some crazy stuff, but for the most part, it was used as mind control. And that's basically what it is. They're trying to create the perfect figurehead through means of hypnosis, LSD, zapping of the brain, you name it, yes. And the majority of your celebrities, as Roseanne Barr have stated, is, guess what? MK Ultra. So, okay, guys, that is it. Sorry, guys, if I don't look at the comments coming up, because as I'm on Live Me, I get a lot of, like, rude, sexualized comments and everything, and I just tend to ignore it for the most part. If I see it on here, I might address it, but the majority of the time, I just ignore it. Because, yeah. you know, that kind of stuff. So this is my live stream. We kept it underneath a certain percentage. Man, that's good. If you all want more live streams like this, please keep it up. Thumb it up, all that jazz and stuff like that. And yeah, keep on researching, guys. This stuff gets really interesting. And like I said, I love the chew, love to chewy on it, love to eat it all up in a nutshell. This topic can go on forever, and it has been. It is such a juicy topic. MK Ultra, though, is pretty much fairly simple to understand once you get it. But yeah, just to know that this stuff went down and it potentially could be outweighed today and still used today blows my mind, considering that this is torture based and it's scary. And upon researching this stuff, guys, a lot of your local celebrities have said this. They said it. Nicki Minaj, I love to quote her because she is so wonderful. And she has many altars. Many altars, but she says, I have a boy inside of me named Rowan. They conjured him up, and I've asked him to leave, but he can't. He's here for a purpose. Now, after what I just read to you, there's something that they didn't talk about in the article, and it's the splintering of minds. MK Ultra was also found in the documentations to splinter somebody's mind. That means you fracture their mind completely. That means you have one alter. You can have split personalities. In, I hate to say it, Britney Spears' case, she has DID. This is a classic case. And what most people skip over at the fact with DID is that there is no medication, and it is based from severe trauma. Severe. So severe that you dissociate. That is how severe it is. And guys, as a molestation victim myself, I've experienced that detachment. So I kind of know I have some of that detachment, but I don't have the extreme of that. And MK Ultra, they have found, can cause it. There was stuff that can cause certain people to go crazy. And can you believe it? Zippity zap zap. I think that would constitute it. But it's sad. Many of your local celebrities go through this, and it's all for profit, all for a dollar make you holler. It's all for this kind of stuff. Like when my friend used to say, "Stay out of Hollywood." Yeah. Would you much rather have your freedoms, or would you much rather have all your toys and ultimately be controlled every which way to Sunday? Now, we also too have to keep in mind that MK Ultra, it is real, but there is, of course, that Illuminati side and the reality side. MK Ultra, sad to say, is in the reality side of things. So take with it what you will. Okay, guys, thumb it up, like it up. Let's see if we can try to get this thing up to 2 likes. I ain't asking for much. If it gets up to 10, I'll more than likely do a poll and see what you guys think, what other subjects you want me to look up. You can, of course, message me in the comments. What exactly you guys want me to talk about in discussing this subject? I don't really want to discuss celebrities. I don't care about celebrities. I never have. We can go over the symbolisms of MK Ultra. I think that is one that we can do next. I didn't go over symbolisms. I just did the general definition of MK Ultra. So, okay, guys, I hope y'all did like I said, thumb it up again. Find me on the social media sources, and yeah. This stuff is fun, and there's so much stuff to chew on. I love it. Okay, guys, bye-bye, like it up, heart up, thumb it up, all that jazz. Sorry for my bad reading, but go read it for yourselves. It's on frickin' Wikipedia. Bye, guys. See you guys again next time. Ooh, Illuminati. Ooh. Woo!